No, this is not a silent video. This is the Monday night weekly read for the collective. Now, thank you for tuning in. Today is September 20th, and this read is going to go from September 20th today through to September 27th. Now, next week is Mercury retrograde, and I have already been feeling the effects of this Mercury. I have never experienced, so far this year, this is the first Mercury retrograde that has such a long shadow. I'm so used to, like, maybe you feel the shadow a week before. I've been feeling the shadow like since almost 3 weeks ago. Okay, and that's crazy. That just means that we really, really need to take our time during this upcoming Mercury retrograde. I don't remember which planet it's going to be in. That also has a difference. We are under a full moon in Pisces tonight. It is a beautiful moon outside. And it's a good night, obviously, for releasing, for cleansing. You know, crying is a part of cleansing. And crying is not just for women. Okay, that is a sexist, patriarchal thought process that we do not have to embrace or accept. It's good to get a good cry sometimes, just to let stuff out of your system. It has nothing to do with weakness. It's really about mental health. Holding it in is unhealthy and is weak. You know, cleansing, organizing. You can always organize your closets. You can always organize your pantry, but you cannot always organize your thought processes. And it is good to release toxic behaviors, bad thought patterns, toxic relationships. Release what does not serve you, what is not helping your purpose, your future, whatever is not making you feel empowered or strong. You're not anybody's victim. Let it go. Let it go. Feel the fear. You got to take the good with the bad, but feel the fear and do it anyway. You know what you need to do. So I ask for my guides, my ancestors, my angelic support team. Archangel Michael, please protect our reading. Archangel Uriel, please come through with guidance and wisdom for us. Please activate my crown chakra for the reading. Holy Spirit, please come through with guidance. Please open a portal from my crown chakra for advice for the collective. Give us wisdom and insight for this week. Messages only for our highest good. Messages that we all need to hear for this week, all those who are called to watch my channel. Ashe. Okay, so bottom of the deck is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is about processes that are very, very established, like the government, churches, religious factors, established institutions like marriage, parental rights, things of that nature. So whatever energy we are dealing with this week will be guided by the Hierophant, establishments, law, order, things that are been in place for a very long time. Justice. We didn't get the Justice card, but we're dealing with that. Now, the card that popped out, thank you, Archangel Uriel, and please provide wisdom for this card, is the Empress. The Empress upright. The Empress upright is a very good card. It's good energy. The Empress is about abundance. The Empress is about fertility. The Empress is also about fruitfulness. The Empress is all queens. She is the ultimate in beauty. It is a Venus card. So we have Venus energy this week, which is very coincidental or works well with the Pisces energy. We are still under the sun in Virgo, which is the opposite to Pisces. So we do have that opposition or conjunction, that energy where there is the opposing energies, but yin and yang is a part of life, right? So the Empress is a good card. It's letting us know that we are in September, which is the harvest season. In Wiccan tradition or pagan traditions, they call this Mabon. We're coming into Mabon, I believe it is. But either way, historically, anthropologically, this is the season of harvest. And so the energy for humanity, it still remains a harvest season. We kind of keep that in our genetic DNA. So we are entering harvest season, and the Empress is all about harvest. I like the artwork on these because this is it's got some apples there. Apples are great. This is believe it or not, an apple season. Obviously you have apple cider, you have apple picking, you know what I mean, that happens during this time of year. So the advice that I'm getting for us is to enjoy the season that we're in this week. So take some time to do some things that are, in the spirit of the harvest season. Don't focus on lack. Focus on all the wonderful things you do have going well in your life, and the abundance that's there, and the potential of the abundance that's there. But the Empress is all about the abundance that's already there. The Empress is all about abundance. Abundance of everything, of love, of passion, of joy, of happiness, all the good things there is an abundance of with the Empress. The Empress is also a warning for anyone this week who's not wanting to get pregnant to be very careful, because Empress is also a card about pregnancy for couples. It is also a card about being pregnant with a good idea, being fertile with ideas. Fertility is not just about giving birth to a baby, but for those who are of that scenario, be careful, because you could be very fertile this week, okay? So that is a good card for this week. Now, we are also cautioned, this also popped out, the Seven of Swords. So be careful this week. Someone may be trying to be sneaky in some kind of way. It could be minor. I mean, this is a minor arcana. This is not a big deal. This is a big deal. The Empress is a major arcana card. So these are major themes. The major theme for this week for the collective is abundance. This week is about getting abundance and reaping from the seeds that you've sown and getting to enjoy your harvest. And this is the season for that. Okay. So that's a really good sign. It could be something small where someone's trying to get over, it could be something as minor as, I have kids and, they may try to sneak and say they didn't do something when they did, or even a coworker, or someone may say that, they took 5 and they really took 7, or, or it could be big too. Could be somebody, talking smack behind your back and pretending that they're not, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, always watch your back, always watch your back. But you can't control what someone else does. All you can do is control your reaction to it and know that karma is real. So if this is you doing this, just know that whatever you're doing, there's always a consequence to it. Try to be honest if you can. But then again, sometimes the 7 of Swords, and I know people may argue with me about that, is warranted too. Because sometimes people can't handle the truth at that time. There's a time for things to be revealed. And there may be a 7 of Swords. And a positive 7 of Swords is if somebody is pregnant, they're keeping it a secret until the time is right. So that's a positive 7 of Swords. And a positive 7 of Swords is if somebody's planning something special, planning a special surprise for the Empress, planning to do something, that's positive that the Empress doesn't know about, and they're going to surprise her, or you, whoever, not her or him, not necessarily sex specific, but just, the Empress on the card is depicted as female. But the 7 of Swords on a positive note is someone planning a surprise or doing something positive that they're keeping a secret until the right time as well. So take the advice for both. Either way, always be cautious, protect your peace and protect your energy, and set boundaries with people. And, sometimes you can't take people at face value. It has nothing to do with whether or not you love them. But trust is something that's earned, and a person has to earn it. Don't automatically just give it away. And I had to learn that lesson the hard way. I don't just trust you right off the bat. I have to know that you are trustworthy for myself, not because someone else has had that, but I have to experience that for myself because, a person may have different karma with someone else than what they have with you. So trust is something that has to be established. And I feel the same way about me. Yeah, you need to take time to get to know me, to know whether or not you can trust me or not. I know that I'm trustworthy, but I understand that you may not know that. And you will have to determine that over time for yourself and then make that decision. And that's just, it goes both ways. Okay. Also, what popped out, we have the Page of Pentacles again. That was at the bottom of the deck last week. So here it is in the deck this week. The Page of Pentacles is slow and steady progress. It's newbie progress, rookie progress on a project that has to do with usually a career, something with money or finances, the beginning stages of it. But it is positive project. It's building progress. Okay, so Page of Pentacles upright is good. And then we have the World. And the World is also a very, very auspicious card, but it has to do with completion. You completed a cycle. So it's great that we got the Empress card, that we all have completed some sort of a cycle. Myself, I know exactly what this is referring to, and I have completed a cycle. I had to learn a very, very valuable lesson last week, and I finally understand the fullness of that lesson, the fullness of it that I didn't before and I do now. So that particular cycle for me is complete. It is complete. It's not like the full ramifications of it, but mentally and in my spirit and soul, that lesson is complete. And the World is a success, because when you complete that particular cycle, whatever cycle is ending for all of us, each one of us is different. It's a cause for celebration. We're done. The World is also a Capricorn card. So it is about, conquering the world and your ambitions and, going after your goals and things like that, being strategic and getting the whole world, getting everything that you want and desire and deserve. So that is really good. So this is great news, guys. This is really, really good news. The Empress and the World popping up. Fantastic. Don't let anything sneaky mess up your karma for this. Don't let anything sneaky prevent you from enjoying, don't let little minor things prevent you from enjoying the abundance that's coming this week, for those of us in the collective listening to the reading for this week. So I'm going to pull an additional card from the energy oracle cards. I'm going to knock out previous energy. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, and do another shuffle. And let's see what pops out. Thank you, Spirit. Archangel Michael, thank you for protecting our reading and for giving us advice and insights for this. Okay, so we have here. Okay, so what popped out, in addition to the previous cards, we have the third chakra, Archangel Chamuel. Thank you, Archangel Chamuel, for your support. And we do call on you. You can call on Archangel Chamuel this week to help with your confidence level. Because Archangel Chamuel, as you see, is holding the solar plexus chakra, symbol there. The solar plexus has to do with our self-confidence and has to do with feeling confident within ourselves, having self-esteem, and knowing that we can believe in ourselves and accomplish the things that we are put here to do. Okay. And in addition, the door to spirit is opening. So tonight is a good moon to connect with prayer, to connect with your ancestors, your guides, with spirit, with God, with whatever spiritual values you focus on. It is a good night to pray, to open that portal, that realm of that energy to spirit, opening your crown chakra to getting those messages from spirit. And this is the beginning of that because we just finished a season. Full moons are the completion of one season. So the world card is also good coincidence or coincidence with the moon for tonight because it is a full moon. So we just completed a cycle. So it is appropriate that we got the world card as well because we are entering a new cycle. So please continue to release and let go. Full moons are about releasing, banishing, getting rid of the things that no longer serve us as we enter a new cycle. And we want to bring that self-confidence with us into that cycle. We want to keep the door to spirit open so that we can continue to pray, knowing that prayer is something, real, genuine prayer happens at your soul level. It does not happen just from what you verbally say, because we can talk out of our mouths sometimes and it's conditioning, it's programming. It's not even coming from our heart. It's not even coming from our soul. A lot of speech is soulless. So when we are genuine prayers, genuine spiritual connections happen at the soul level. That is why your dreams, which are unconscious, they do not get infiltrated by your conscious mind, the ego that kind of interrupts things from having the true spiritual merit that it needs to have. Your spirituality is something that happens at the soul level. And so pay attention to your dreams tonight, because your dreams is the subconscious mind and it surpasses our ego and the ego defense mechanisms that we have created in the world that we live in. So there will be messages in them. I had a dream last night that was really disturbing. It was almost nightmarish. But because I understand that there were messages in it for me, I'm still processing those messages subconsciously and consciously now with intention, with the intention of understanding the wisdom that my higher self and that my spirit is trying to teach me or tell me. The fullness of it, I may not know until the next full moon. But again, pay attention to your dreams tonight. Try to journal them in the morning and, see if there was any messages for them, for you from them. Okay, so the last card we're going to pull is from Archangel Michael. All right. We've been using this deck for about 3 weeks now, almost a month now. I've had this deck for a very long time. It's one of my favorite decks. And because I love to work with Archangel Michael, and I'm very grateful for his service and support. And yeah, he's letting you know that he is here present with us. Another good indication of Archangel Michael's response to your calling upon him, you'll hear sirens, because he is connected with the police, with soldiers, with anything that involves protection, the sword. So, if you hear sirens, or even like, the ambulance and things like that, emergency services, that's usually like an indication, especially if you've been praying to Archangel Michael, that he is around. But this is a card that popped out. Confirmation. Pay attention to your dreams. Okay? That's his message for us, for the collective, this whole week, because this is not just for tonight. So then for the next few nights, try to, if you can remember in the morning, you don't have to remember the whole dream, but try to jot down things that stuck out. If there was a place or a location or a feeling, how you felt in the dream. That was what stuck out for me last night. And then some other things, like a person's face, or did they have an accent, or did they keep saying a certain phrase over and over, and who else was in the dream that you can remember. You don't have to remember all the details. This is not about perfection. It's about you remembering what you are supposed to remember to get the message that you're supposed to get. So the prayer for this is, thank you for tucking me into bed tonight and helping me enjoy a wonderfully restful night's sleep, Archangel Michael. I invite you into my dreams as my teacher, guide, and healer. Please allow me to understand this, whatever the situation is, on a spiritual level, and give me guidance. Okay? So this is a great prayer to remember for tonight. Okay? Ask him to help you to remember your dream, to come into your dream, and show you what you need to know. Okay? So last but not least, I'm not going to pull a card, but I did get a new deck. If you watch my other video, I got the Moonology deck, and I'm really excited about it because I do love this deck, and I've been wanting to learn about these oracle cards. I just got this deck yesterday, but I'm really excited about it. I did a reading in my previous video, and believe it or not, it is timeless, even though it is corresponding with the full moon tonight. I did the Moonology theme, but I also did some previews of my Halloween decorations. Can you tell I'm excited? Yeah, I am. It's my favorite season. Go figure. Anyway, I'm loving this deck. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna share one more bibliomancy. So I'm gonna do again from the Bibliomancy book. Thank you so much, Angela, for your gift. We're gonna pull okay, so this one is telling us at some point during the week, go into your self-care shelf and look over the books, movies, albums that came into your life right when you needed them, and will be there if you ever need them again. And what they gave as examples are, what's a movie, book, or album that gave you an instant source of joy, sweet nostalgia, a fictional friend, a new perspective. Okay, a fictional friend, what immediately popped out for me that I've always kept with me. It's actually two, so I would have to split this into two. One is a movie and one is a book that became a movie. So the first one is A Little Princess, and that one I read the book first because there was no movie back in the 80s. Movie came out later on when I had kids, but that fictional character always stayed with me because I loved her sense of faith and optimism, and I just love that character, and she always kind of figured prominently in my life as an archetype. And the second is Annie, same thing, little orphan Annie. So these were these girls who had these childhoods that were traumatic and poverty, but they did have really happy endings, and they were both characters who were incredibly optimistic, incredibly faithful, and still incredibly kind in spite of what their circumstances were. And things always turned around for the extreme best for both of them. Because, so I guess as a child, even before I could understand the world, that kind of shaped my understanding of, I guess, karma, right or wrong, but, perspective is reality, and that's the reality for me. And Sweet Nostalgia, I have to work on that one. And a new perspective, one of the books that gave me a new perspective was The Secret and The Four Agreements. Both of those, and then most recently, Brene Brown's The Power of Vulnerability, or something like that. Yeah, something, The Power of Vulnerability. But it's also on Netflix if you don't want to read the book. But that for me gave me a new perspective. Now, so that's good self-care reflection for all of us for this week. So thank you for tuning in. If you like the content on my channel and you are new here, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Hit the bell notifications so that you can get updates when I upload videos. And if you are interested in any healing, any Reiki healing, please hit me up on Instagram at Allison's Cookie. And you can also check out some great merch on my website, www.hopeandcookies.com. I have some great salt baths. I have some wonderful cookies that, you can't go wrong with cookies. And I actually brought in my new peach cobbler cookie to work today. And it was a big hit. So I had way too many of them. I need to release overeating and eating my feelings. So that's part of my release for the full moon tonight. So anyway, so that's it. So Ashe, wishing you strength and empowerment and transcendence.